Hey, 420 MSP back with the Alaskan Dan Foot of Dan Tech Services. How you doing? It's cold up there, Dan. What's going on?
It it's cold up here. We're well into our second week of marginally double digit temperatures, usually single digit and below zero. Um, and we had snow last night, which is nice, which is why we're back up into the almost double digit temps. Um, as you get that little cloud cover in, it makes a big difference. But it's beautiful. But it's cold. It's you just bide your time.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, so we're on the 420 MSP side, and I want to just discover with you. You said your client's expanding, Secret Garden. You and I met there. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, they're in the process of doing a build out into a large space in their building where they're going to be adding more cultivation space and processing space. And so we've designed the camera layout, and pretty soon we'll be laying cable for the new cameras, um, and where at one point we were going to put the NVR and the switch for that end of the building uh, up in one of those new rooms. We're actually moving it downstairs to get it away from all the kerf and oils and dust and such that just choke systems to death. It's just not good for electronics. So we've had some fun looking at how we're going to build that out. Pretty exciting for James and his team, um, and hopefully within 2.5 months they'll be all ready to start utilizing that space. The build out should only take another 6 weeks, maybe eight
Yeah,
weeks. So
and how is the city of Anchorage to work with? You hear in other cities, for example, the city of Bainbridge Island was hard to work with and permitting and all that.
I'm
Is that Anchorage
shocked.
pretty good about that?
It's tough. It is a challenge to for the processing and the permitting, and then nowadays there's such a hands-off attitude with due to the pandemic that um, they'll give you an approval based on the plans, and then they come back and they of course reserve the right to make changes. So we've actually stocked up on a couple extra cameras and are laying in a couple extra cables here and strategically laying in some cables to allow us to add cameras if needed. And we kind of almost expect it. You know, we can give it the best coverage that we can, and they'll see something different.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And that would be the traditional cannabis regulators, right? You're dealing with different regulatory bodies. I think in the
We
city
are.
of Anchorage building permit department, but now you're talking about the compliance regulators.
It's both sides. The but it's interesting on the zoning compliance side. They are doing a lot of things literally virtually. Uh, at our residence, we had our boiler replaced a couple months ago, and the contractor literally took pictures to send to zoning compliance, and they didn't even come on site to inspect. So how much that plays out into the commercial space, I'm a little unsure, but it is everything is. We have virtual doctor's appointments. We have
Yeah,
virtual uh, mental health appointments. Um, well, we've been doing virtual IT for as long as we've been in business, which far precedes the pandemic. So, we're rapidly evolving into a virtual world.
yeah, yeah, we are. Hey, quickly, you're doing some, I'm going to call them touches into the community, which I think is sets an important example. I've had a conversation with a forensic accounting firm that's interested in cannabis. You've coached or talked to another IT provider interested in cannabis. Quickly, what's going on there? Because I think people need to understand you got to kind of do this biz dev reach out stuff. It only benefits everybody.
The forensic accounting firm is a team out of New Mexico, which is just, I guess, just now legalized here recently.
Yep.
And she sees this need for the business space that has a lack of knowledge in the accounting principles to come up to speed. And she's seeing that need in the cannabis space, and I think she's actually quite right. We see the need for good accounting principles, or even better yet, good legal advice. Given that some people don't understand what a contract is, that's another story. But you know, it's I think she's right on with what she's looking to do, and she's talking about maybe looking at Alaska as a possibility.
Yeah.
Um, and I couldn't agree with her more. Especially if you're looking to build a business to sell, and she says that she's got experience both with taking businesses to market for resale and also taking businesses to market as a stock interest or an IPO. So she sounds like she's got a lot of really interesting experiences, and we'll see where that goes. But as always, when I'm working with companies like her, or a gentleman that pinged me said he met me at a conference here a couple years ago. He was asking about camera systems for cannabis space, and so I gave him my thoughts and what we use, and then also pitched, like I always do, I pitched 420 MSP. How about that? And also RSPA,
Yeah.
and let people know that there is a really good, solid community out here of professionals, interested participants, service providers, and people looking to find that next venture in life. Um, and if I can at least give a hint of some guidance, great. And, if they choose not to listen, oh well. But I know that it's been really good for us having these communities where I can, at a minimum, just listen to what's going on,
Yeah.
and even more importantly, to be involved in them and share our experiences and get feedback from others on ideas that we've got.
All right. Well, we'll make that the bottom line. Thank you, sir.
My pleasure, Harry. It's good to talk to you.